My message to them is keep my belts warm for right now. Cause I will.
It's like dying down. Nobody really want to see it. Cause I'm gonna beat him. I'm gonna knock him out. They're gonna be like, he was telling me. They already seen it now. So I'd rather fight. I'd rather fight the tall guy that y'all think is this monster and get him out of here. Then I run.
Well, Boots has every option in the world at the moment because I think he's established himself as the pretty much every fight fan that'd be drawn between Vergil Ortiz and
Sebastian Fundora comments on the Jaron Boots Ennis vs Xander Zayas fight. He explains that he didn't watch the entire match due to technical difficulties, but notes that from what he saw, the fight looked competitive until it eventually shifted. He describes it as an entertaining fight and acknowledges that it was a good performance for both boxers.
It was entertaining. From what I saw, I didn't watch the whole fight because, you know, DAZN was having technical difficulties that day. And it sounds kind of bad, right, what we're doing today, but, you know, they're doing their thing. From what I saw, it looked competitive. It looked competitive until it wasn't, of course. But, you know, that was good. That was good. Good fight for both of them.
Sebastian Fundora discusses his personal experience of occasionally falling for the hype during a fight, which leads him to engage in exchanges he might not have needed to participate in. He acknowledges that Jaron Boots Ennis likely felt that same temptation to make the fight more exciting. Fundora concludes by noting that Boots still achieved the result he wanted and looked good overall, stating that he believes a matchup between them would be a great fight.
What's the word? But I know that. I know that feeling of falling into that fight. Yeah, I get that feeling because like there's times where, I mean, there's plenty of times of probably the most known fighter for going in there in the inside when I didn't have to. But yeah, I get the moments, you know, you get falling for the hype and you just want to make it a good fight. I mean, he still got the result he wanted. So, you know, he looked good. He looked good. I think a fight with me and him.
Fundora states he can beat Ennis in multiple ways by both outboxing him and engaging in a inside fight. He feels confident in his ability to adapt to whichever style is required. He critiques Xander Zayas' approach, noting that while Zayas is a smart, talented boxer, he is not comfortable fighting on the inside or banging. Fundora explains that because Zayas is the naturally bigger fighter but doesn't enjoy the inside game, he eventually tired himself out when he tried to force the action.
I think I beat him in both ways. I can outbox him and I can bang for sure. Because, I mean, we know how this guy fights, Xander fights. He's a good boxer, great boxer, smart boxer, but he's a boxer. He doesn't like to bang. He's the bigger guy, but, I mean, that's not something he's comfortable with. You see the condition, it wasn't meant for that. If he would have boxed, I mean, I guess he would have lost. He thought this guy had too much punch or whatever the case. He didn't want to box him. He didn't want to give him his time. So, but when the second he had stepped it up, the pressure, he got tired himself because he didn't train that way. He doesn't fight that way.
Vergil Ortiz Jr. states that a fight against Boots is the fight that has to happen and believes it is the best matchup in boxing today. He expresses his intent to prove he is the best in the world and counters claims that his team has been talking crazy. And then Boots pushes back, noting that it was actually Ortiz's father who first claimed that Ennis was ducking a fight, citing that there is video evidence of these accusations.
It's the best fight in boxing. I think he did a great job. He looked good. But I'm going to show the world why I'm the best in the world. And I'm going to show his team. They've been talking all crazy. They've been talking crazy. And I'm going to back it up, and I'm going to show the world why I'm the best in the world. But like I said,
no one's been talking crazy, bro. Your dad is the first one that said that I was ducking. It's on video. It is on video that he said we ducked and we didn't get no offer.
Boots Ennis tells Vergil Ortiz Jr. that he is going to make him pay for the things his team, including his manager and Oscar de la Hoya, have been saying. Then Ortiz Jr. pushes back, denying that his side is the one talking crazy, and claims it was actually Ennis's father who started it by accusing them of ducking a fight, even offering to bet money on it. While Ortiz Jr. maintains he does not bet but warns Ennis not to make promises he cannot keep.
I mean, I'm going to make you pay for everything they saying. Straight like that.
Ain't nobody's gonna pay over here.
I'm making you pay.
No, you're not.
You.
No, you're not.
I guarantee you. And we can bet whatever. I guarantee you.
I don't want to take your money away, bro. I'm not betting.
You ain't gonna take nothing.
Nah.
You ain't gonna take nothing. I guarantee you. We can bet any amount of money. When we fight, I guarantee you, I'm gonna win.
I don't bet, but don't make any promises you can't keep, bro.
I'm gonna make every promise, and I'm gonna keep it. Straight like that. You're a great fighter.
Vergil Ortiz Jr. states that he wants to fight the best opponents available, mentioning Jaron Ennis and Sebastian Fundora, or anyone else holding a title. He explains that he regularly instructs his manager to pursue these matchups and communicates directly with sanctioning bodies like the WBC to advocate for his opportunities. He notes that if a fight with Jaron Ennis doesn't happen, he is accused of ducking him, but when he does call him out, he is accused of begging for the fight, calling this logic nonsensical.
So,
You know, there's really not anyone in the top 10 that I haven't fought or that I haven't tried to fight. You know, at this point, you know, people just need to take the fights, you know, and a lot of people want to say, how come you haven't tried this route, you know, just because I'm not calling people out on social media like everyone else does, doesn't mean I'm telling my manager, hey, let's make this fight. Uh, that doesn't mean I'm not talking to the WBC like, hey, how come we haven't made this fight happen yet? You know what I mean? Like we've done our part, you know. I'm not a very vocal guy. Well, I'm starting to be because I feel like I have to be. And I don't know. It's a bit of a change of character. I'm just starting to care less and less, you know, because at the end of the day, you know. For instance, right? Um, One, the fight doesn't happen with Jaron Ennis.
Vergil Ortiz says he's happy to have resolved his dispute with Golden Boy Promotions and is excited to move forward. Now, his focus is back where it belongs, training hard, getting back in the gym, and preparing for his return. Motivated and refreshed, Ortiz is ready to chase the next chapter of his boxing career.
All right, the biggest story outside the ring this week has been the resolution of the differences between Vergil Ortiz and Golden Boy Promotions. The two sides issued a statement this week that effectively said they are ready to get back to work, which includes potentially making the hotly anticipated fight between Vergil and Jaron Boots Ennis. Vergil Ortiz joining me now to discuss all that. So big picture, Vergil, how are you feeling now that this has all been resolved?
I'm very happy, actually. You know, it's I've been away from the ring for too long. I've been in the gym, but you know, it's not the same. It's not the same just doing regular maintenance and get ready for a fight, you know what I mean? So I'm very excited to get back into the ring and start sparring again and just get back into my zone, you know.
Teddy compares Zayas' decision to walk forward to Jake LaMotta, noting that it made him an easy target for Ennis by failing to use his legs, jab, and angles to keep Ennis off balance. Zayas played directly into the strengths of a surgeon-like puncher. Teddy emphasizes that Zayas essentially fought Ennis's fight rather than his own, which directly contributed to the knockout loss.
He backed him up like it was Jake LaMotta. You would have thought you were watching Jake LaMotta. Like somebody must have told him, hey, this is really a movie. It's not really a title fight. And you're going to play Jake LaMotta tonight, okay? Go ahead. All right, Zayas, go play Jake LaMotta. That's what he did. He just went forward and forward. And look, he had his moments in the third and fourth. It was still the wrong fight. He wasn't going to win that way because he was fighting the other guy's fight. He was giving away his greatest strengths, his greatest asset, his greatest chance to win. He was playing into the other guy's strengths. If you're a good puncher and you're an accurate puncher, the way I just described Ennis as being, what do you want? What do you want? You want a guy in front of you that you can be accurate with, that you can find. That's what Zayas gave him. He did not fight the way he should have fought.
Oscar de la Hoya praises Ennis as a machine and calls it a great fight. He addresses Zayas, acknowledging his inexperience but encouraging him by saying, you will be back, and calling him a great fighter. He concludes by calling for a future fight between Boots Ennis and Vergil Ortiz Jr., referring to it as the biggest fight in boxing today.
Boots Ennis, what a great fight. You are a machine. Zayas, a little inexperienced, but you will be back. You're a great fighter. Let's make the biggest fight in boxing today. Vergil Ortiz, Boots Ennis, let's go!
Oscar mentions he expected the outcome, noting that while Zayas is a green fighter with less experience, he showed heart. He explains that he expected Boots to rely on his greater experience to eventually take control and secure the knockout, which is exactly how the fight concluded.
Looked against Zayas.
I expected that. Zayas is a fighter who is a green fighter who has little experience, but I expected a great fight because Zayas has a big heart. And Boots Ennis has a big heart, so I expected a clash, and I expected Boots Ennis to have the more experience.
Okoye addresses the narrative that Boots is hittable after receiving criticism for being caught by punches in his recent performance. He argues that this critique is a myth and notes that all elite boxers get hit during prize fights, suggesting that the standards being applied to Ennis are unfairly ungodly.
On the third round, Jaron Ennis and Xander Zayas and the criticism, and then the analysis after that. So we're hearing that he gets hit too much, along with, if that was Vergil, Vergil would get him out of there. If that was Fundora, Fundora would get him out of there. If that was Crawford, Crawford would get him out of there. What's your thoughts?
Well, first I'll address both. Like, the getting hit too much is a myth. Like, I think that is so much shade and hate out there for him because of his level of skill that they hold him to a standard that is ungodly, right? Otherworldly. Because when he get hit one time in a fight, a prize fight against top level competition, they act like it's the worst thing in the world when I can't think of a great that hasn't been hit. Like, I can't think of one. And my biggest issue is not the fact that people are criticizing it, because fans will do that. They don't know no better, right? But the analysts that are doing it, especially...
Okoye explains that he didn't know much about Boots initially, but became a fan by watching how he worked in the gym and by talking to other fighters who had sparred against him. Through observing Boots' skill and work ethic firsthand, he became a firm believer in his talent.
Boots was, you know what I'm saying? I'm a fan of Boots because he made me a fan. From bringing guys that had sparred him, or just watching other guys spar him and watching how he worked, I became a fan of what he is, and I've been saying that for a minute. Like, he got it. So
Okoye argues that it is disingenuous for Ward to hold Boots to such a high standard of perfection when Ward has been hurt by lesser fighters. Himself, he also expresses frustration with the media narrative, emphasizing that Boots is fighting high-level, unified champions who are capable of landing punches, and that getting hit occasionally is an unavoidable part of boxing.
And that's why you got dropped. So to hold Boots to this standard as if you don't understand that aspect, I thought was a little disingenuous, because I'm like, bro, you've been hurt worse by less. So why would you be so critical of his defense and so on when you've been hurt worse by lesser fighter? He got hit by a unified champion who can punch a little bit. He ain't a knockout artist, but he can punch at 54. Cool.
But Ennis has one mission: collect every remaining world title by the end of summer or September. Confident and determined, he even joked that fans can start calling him Thanos because he's coming for every belt. The hunt for undisputed glory is officially on.
Parade, are you going to have the rest of the Infinity Stones?
Huh?
I said in June, Sixers Parade, you going to have the rest of the Infinity Stones?
I think so, man. I think so. If these guys not playing around, by June, I'm going to say by the summertime, or the latest, maybe September, I'm going to have all three set right here.
So then we change your name to Thanos.
Call me Thanos, you call me the belt collector. Call me what you want. You're going to call me champ. Yes, you're going to call me.
Okoye explains that if Boots played it safe or focused solely on a defensive, boring style to avoid getting hit at all, critics would likely attack him for not fighting top-tier opposition or for being unexciting.
In fights and not get hurt at all or hit at all. If he was, and this is why Roy Jones, I respect him and why he understood things when he was talking, because if he was doing that and watching top-level competition without getting hurt, then they would say, you ain't fighting nobody, right? Because he beating them too easy, right? So which one do you want? You got to pick and choose. You can't have both sides of the argument. He's not challenging himself because he's not fighting guys that can.
Both Danny and Stephen Gandy emphasize that representing their hometown of Philadelphia is a significant duty. When asked about the specific Philadelphia fighters they admired while growing up, they named several influential figures who served as role models. Boots Ennis.
Philly fighters that you guys admired coming up.
Boots, definitely Boots. And it means a lot. It means that we have a responsibility to uphold being from our city. It's a responsibility that drives deep in us, being boxers. And J-Rock too, Scooter. It's a lot of fighters that we look up to in the city.
Jaron Boots Ennis addressed the dramatic third round, insisting he was never truly hurt despite the heavy exchange. He explained that he stayed composed and quickly regained control. Looking back, Boots admitted he can't afford to get lazy in the ring and knows he must stay sharp from start to finish as he continues chasing greatness.
Mesmerizing stuff. He did land some shots on you. At any point, did he stun you? Did he hurt you at any point, would you say?
That third round, I watched it. Like I said, I watched it like three times, and just me being on some lazy stuff. And you can't do that. You can't be on a lazy type time. But it looked, from I see what people were saying, it looked crazy. But if you really sit there and watch it, like I wasn't hurt. If you really sit there and watch, I wasn't hurt because, like I said before, these guys that when you hurt, you're not about to sit there and bang it out and. Bro, people gonna move. They're gonna slide off the ropes. They're gonna try to be on retreat. I wasn't on no retreat. I was in the pocket right there, and just right there with him. I was just trying to catch him between. I was trying to catch him between shots.
It was amazing, man. The action, both of you, I mean, just in the trenches like that. That one shot, the right hand where your head goes back, it's just so rare to see you get hit like